What is the secret to a happy life? Friends, this is a really good question, and it is absolutely worth exploring. Kris Krohn here with Limitless TV, excited to share my perspective on what I've learned working with thousands of people on how to create maximum fulfillment and happiness in your life. I can't believe I got duped. I got burned big time by my own thoughts and ideas. I thought I had the blueprint for life all figured out. When I was young and in my 20s, I'm now in my 30s, but I had a lot of partners in their 50s and 60s, and you know what they all told me? They said, Kris, I've had a lot of great financial success in my life, but I can't take back some of the time that I lost. So I thought, great, I'm gonna retire really early. And I did. I thought I had it figured out. And then I thought, well, if I've got all the money coming in, then I should be able to live, be able to do all the world travel, which I then did. I've been to, a couple dozen different countries and loving life that way. And then I thought, oh, I just need to take more time for my family. And I did. And I've been duped. Because too often I associated my happiness with either having money freedom or time freedom. But it is actually neither of those. I've had a chance to travel around the world and collect some really amazing things and collect some really incredible experiences. And a couple years ago for Christmas, I wanted to make my wife, Colleen, something very special. And it required me on this project to collect 100 of our favorite memories. So I went back through all of our pictures and I found the top 100 pictures out of 10,000. This represented 10 years of our life at the time. And as I went through and found the top 100 pictures out of 10,000, 91 of them shared something in common with each other. They all happened while we were traveling. We were outside of our typical system of life. We were outside of our routines, outside of our patterns. And they became some of my most favorite memories I've ever had. So why do I say I got duped? What really is the secret to happiness? If it's not money that can buy it, because by the way, having money is nice. It's great to be able to live in a home that you love being in. It's great to be able to world travel. It's great being able to drive the car that you want to be driving. It's great to know that when you want something, that if you really want it, you can have it, piece of cake. And yet what I've learned is that none of those things, as amazing as they are, and they all have a very special place, there's something more. For just a moment, recognize that every person you meet, they've got fears like you do. They've got dreams like you do. They have hopes like you do. In many ways, they are just like you, and yet in some ways, they are so incredibly different. We allow languages to separate us. We allow age to separate us. We allow beliefs to separate us. We allow the way people dress and look and talk and act and just about everything to create separation. But when you strip it all away, strip religion away, strip culture away, the reality is we now have nearly 8 billion people on this planet. And so many of us are just like you, trying to figure life out. So while I have pursued money and while I've pursued success and accomplishment and achievement, while I've pursued collecting things and having things, at the end of it now, what stands out hands down as the most valuable is my ability to connect. You want to know how to be happy? You don't have to be retired. You don't have to have money. You don't have to have things. You don't have to have a nice house, a nice car, your most recent trip under your belt, or your next one planned. What you need is to connect. I want to share with you a couple of exercises that you can do right now to bring this happiness in your life. And the first one is I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and take in some super deep breaths, filling your lungs as much as you can, and slowly releasing out through your mouth. And as you breathe deeply, my invitation is for you to put away your anxieties, your worries, your bills, your fights and arguments, what your teenager just did, what your child just did, what your spouse just did, the employee that you work with, or your boss that you have. Take it all away for a moment. Imagine you didn't have to do anything, but it was time to simply be. There's a paradigm that says that if you have everything you want, then you can be everything you want. But in actuality, it's the other way around. It's learning how to be if you want to create the reality that you want. And then whether you have the money or not, it doesn't affect you. Take this moment right now as you're connecting to get in touch with who you really are. You are not your age. You're not your mind. You're not your knowledge or your degrees. You're not your body. You're not even what you know. Who are you when you strip all of that away? We become very elemental. And this, whether you want to call it a spirit or your soul, get connected with this part of you. This is the real part of you. This is the part of you that says, no matter what I do or don't do, has no bearing in this moment on who I am. And I want to invite you to try on this truth, that you are enough, that you are brilliant, that you are priceless, and that you are precious. And as you breathe in those thoughts and maybe recite them out loud or in your mind, I am precious, I am priceless. And you step into that energy and let go of all the fear, doubt, and worry of all the thoughts of the day. Open your eyes. And now here's the real exercise. Go out today and take the next person you meet and in this calm state, greet them. See them. See past their wrinkles. See past their beauty or what you consider ugly. Move past your judgments. Move past rich and poor. Move past what you like about them and what you don't like about them. And as you put all that away, what happens when you just allow your soul to connect to theirs? And I want to invite you to gaze into their soul. Look into the window of their soul, which is their eyes, and to connect with them. Yes, I know for some of us it's scary because that's a lot of intimacy, but I want to invite you to actually step into a very beautiful and appropriate intimacy, one where you're simply seeing them for who they are past all your judgments. Someone else who has fears, dreams, and hopes, and yet they are priceless. They are powerful like you. They have a mission. They have a purpose. And what feedback would you give this person? What would you share with them? What greatness do you see in them? Having these interactions, for me, are some of the most meaningful. You know, I can invite you to come out to my 3-day Limitless event, and it's 3 crazy days where we are going to warp speed through lifetimes and help you break through the things in your life that aren't working. And yet when you're done, even though you may have walked on fire or walked on glass or broken an arrow on your throat and had these crazy breakthroughs, the part that you will likely enjoy the most is where you recognize that you got to connect with people in a way that you haven't for a very long time, and that you possess the ability to do that wherever you go. One of my favorite things to do at the checkout line is to look at the person, notice their name tag, call them by name, express some gratitude and thank them. Thank you for being here. When does your shift end? I'll share with them something I like about them, something nice about them. I'll share with them the greatness I see in them. And then as I part, not knowing if I'm ever going to see them again, I wish them everything well and wonderful in their life. I share the greatness that I see in them. Being able to connect this way, being able to get connected with human beings. And friends, if for some of you this is floofy and loofy and weird and voodoo-y, listen, see people for who they really are, not what your judgments communicate. And the interactions that we have with each other, outside of all those judgments, for me, they are more valuable in those interactions than anything I'll ever collect, any achievement I may ever receive, any honors, any amount of money. My life was meaningful because I meaningfully connected with people. And my friends, that is for me the secret to happiness. Try it on. Kris Krohn here. Thank you for joining me on Limitless TV. Come out to our 3-day Limitless event. You want to get serious on money? I will take you through some of the most terrifying and triggering processes. In fact, I'm going to bring out $1 million and give you an opportunity to swim in it. So check out the details below. Join us for 3 amazing life-changing days.